All right. Welcome. We back again, once again, time and time again, my friends. And yes, we back every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday in between 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be hosting this live stream, just going over a few pairs, just getting the majority of the direction on the pairs. Most of them are going to be the majors, so getting a lot of the general overview of the direction over the next couple days in between the live streams, just to give you a little edge in your trading, hopefully. Also, as well, asking any questions in the chat. You're allowed to, and I'm more than happy to answer any and all questions that pop up in the chat. I want to make this really interactive, community-based type thing where you all just feel comfortable coming and chilling with your boy every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday in between 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So this is really dictated up to the viewers, up to you all. So depending on how you all feel is how the stream's gonna go. If not, I'll make it really short and quick and we'll get out of here. But if you all want to talk, I don't mind staying a little longer and, wrapping it up, making sure everything's clarified and you all understand any and everything that you need to as well. I just had a birthday last week and I got a puppy. So excuse me if I keep just looking off screen. I got a puppy walking around. She's already pooped and peed, but I got carpet in here. I just want to make sure she don't try to mark any territories, do a little squat or something. But for the most part, she's been pretty good. Come here. Her name is Mazikeen. Come here, Maz. Come here. Come here, baby. Let me see you. Let everybody see you, too. Ooh, look at her. Yeah, got a little husky. Ooh, look at her. Yeah, she got some blue eyes. Real sweet. Really good. It was a nice pickup. I got a good pickup. I picked a good puppy. She's chill. She sleeps. Doesn't whine when I put her in the cage. A little bit, but not too bad. For the most part, knows to poop and pee outside. And yeah, she'll be 8 weeks coming up on Tuesday. So really young, but really big. But that's my baby. But with all that out the way, make sure you are subscribed with the post notifications turned on. That way you do get updated anytime I do live stream like this or post any educational content here on this channel. You can be the first to know and go ahead and tap in with me. Make sure you do drop a thumbs up for the consistency. Been keeping it real, been sticking to the schedule. So yeah, I just appreciate that. It does more than what you know, and it's simple and free. So just go ahead and click that thumbs up button. But let's go ahead and get started. So start off with XAU USD from the monthly time frame. And on the monthly time frame, what have we been noticing? Hey now. On the monthly time frame, we've been pushing to the upside. So we recently had this area picked out as previous structure support, now turned resistance, and the market has broken and blown past that. So we've exploded to the upside. More than likely, we are headed to where? Another structure level on the monthly time frame, which would be up amongst these highs. So there could be a possibility to see more push to the upside. We've been rejected from this area once. Right in here, move to the downside, been rejected again, push to the downside. We could see a tap in one more time for another push to the downside after reaching these all-time highs. But if we do drop down to the weekly time frame, you can see we are just pushing to the upside very aggressively. The last place the market had a little problem breaking above was right around this area. And so now that we've gotten the break above, close above that area, it could be a possible retest zone for the market to come back to before looking for a continuation to the upside. But if we do look at the daily time frame, though, we can see that may not be a probability that we'd like to take if it does come back and retest, because on the daily time frame, you can see we are in the most common pattern, which is just a simple break above structure, come back, retest previous structure broken, continue to the upside, break above structure, come back, retest previous structure broken, break to the upside, come back, retest previous structure broken, break to the upside. We're currently breaking to the upside right now. If we were to break down, we'd be below several levels of structure, which would not be conducive for longs from at least a daily time frame perspective. So the best thing we can look for is more continuation to the upside. So if we get the continuation of this impulse, and then we get a retest of some logical areas, we could look for the continuation to the upside on this market. Now we're going to kind of pick it up just a hair, go through XAG USD monthly time frame, pushing to the upside, finding a little bit of resistance in this area, but we are still in the monthly candle. On the weekly, kind of trapped amongst these areas in between the resistance and the support area. You would like to see a breakout before we start making any decisions. And then if we do look at the daily time frame, from the daily time frame, what can we see is that we've been rejected from this level with the false breakout as well. and then we're starting to close back down below. If we do get more continuations to the downside with some breaks of structure, we could look for the market to just go ahead and retest some of these logical areas on its way back down. Now we can look at XBT USD on the monthly time frame. On the monthly, pushing to the upside, recently finding some area of resistance, starting to show little signs of retracement. On the weekly, we are coming back to retest previous structure resistance that should now act as support if we want to see the continuation to the upside. And then if we want to look at the daily time frame, you can see the daily time frame, we are extremely overextended to the downside. We've already had the retest of this M formation, which is a pattern that does complete 80 to 90% of the time. And then we have the breakdown, come back, retest the neckline to the T. From there, we are in a good situation to see the market continue to the downside if it does want to do that, which could be a likely situation as the market come and they continue to the downside right around this area. Now we can look at US oil monthly time frame perspective. We recently found some areas of support right in here where we're starting to create what could be a double bottom out of this area. On the weekly, we are starting to find some levels of support, failing to break lower, creating new lower lows. It looks as if we want to go ahead and retest some of these highs once again from a weekly time frame perspective. And then if we do look at the daily time frame, on the daily, you can see we had a level of consolidation and we're starting to break out of this now. If we do get the breakout and the retest to some of these areas, we could look for more continuations to the upside as well. Euro USD on the monthly time frame, pushing to the upside quite aggressively, breaking above some levels of structure, could look for more continuations to the upside. On the weekly time frame, we are moving to the upside, breaking above some structure. And then if we do look at the daily time frame as well, you can see that we are in a nice and easy continuation pattern that we'd like to see. A TMCP, the most common pattern in the market, breaking above some structure, coming back for a retest, looking to continue the market to create a higher high out of this area. GBP USD monthly time frame breaking to the upside as well. Weekly pushing to the upside in the most common pattern in the market as well. Just a nice and easy break above structure, come back, retest, looking for a continuation to the upside from a weekly time frame perspective. And then if we drop down to the daily time frame, on the daily time frame, you can see we are starting to impulse to the upside. You'd like to see the market clear these highs, especially since it is a little bit overextended as well, before starting to look for more continuations. But there could be a situation where there's a retest and then possible opportunities for more continuations to the upside. But the better probability and better opportunity will be to wait for the market to break above this level, come back, retest for more continuations. Now we can look at AUD USD from a monthly time frame perspective, starting to break above some monthly structure. Was sitting right around previous structure support, now turned resistance, but it looks as if we're starting to make a move above that. On the weekly time frame, you can see that we did break and close above. Excuse me. You can see that we did break and close above some weekly structure. We did come back and retest that, rejecting to the upside. And then if we look at the daily time frame, you can see on the daily time frame, we did have some sort of complex correction, break above, come back, make a new higher high, failed impulse to the upside, but we did create a higher high. And then from there, we're starting to make a move to the downside, retesting some structure. If we want to look for continuations on this market, it'd be best to go ahead and see this, clear some of these highs, and then come back for the retracement right around this area for more continuations. But there could be a situation where we see a little bit deeper correction just from a higher time frame perspective before we start to see a move to the upside. USD CAD monthly time frame. On the monthly,
it's 14 hours.
Excuse me. USD CAD on the monthly time frame. Like I said, she's being a really good dog. I know right now I threw her on the bed. Let's see if you can see. She just chilling, you know, just being a good pup, a good pupperoo. I'm proud of her. But USD CAD monthly time frame, we do have a situation where we're looking for the continuation to the upside. I like you on the bed. You look cool over there. Just chill right there. We do have a situation where on the monthly time frame, we have broken to the upside in the most common pattern in the market. Just a simple break above structure, come back, retest, look for a continuation to the upside. We are starting to get a little bit of a complex correction, but once again, this is the monthly candle. We still have about 2 weeks before this candle will close, week and a half. But if we do look at the weekly time frame, you can see we have a level of structure right around in here that the market is sitting right at. It could be interesting to see in these next coming weeks, next coming days, how the market will react right around this zone. Where we could possibly see more continuations to the downside, but we could get a rejection, failing to break lower on these lows, where we could see a possible move and start to create some higher highs. So just a little patient on USD CAD. NZD USD pushing to the upside, kind of trapped in between previous structure resistance, or excuse me, previous structure support, now turn resistance, and previous structure support. That should act as support once again. You'd like to see a breakout of these levels before we start to look for some real opportunities. But if we look at the weekly time frame, you can see we are pushing to the upside quite aggressively. We do have a situation where if we do get a retracement, most logically it could come back down to where we have this pattern here, W pattern, which does complete 80 to 90% of the time, and then that would put us in a situation to see a continuation to the upside as well. Now, if we take a look at the daily time frame, though, you can see on the daily we are starting to push above. We've just gotten that retest right around that neckline area, but we are starting to push above. We'd like to see the continuation before seeing a possible retracement around some of these highs for a continuation even higher. Once we get up in these highs, if we get rejected, then the probabilities of the market actually breaking above this level is diminished. So you'd like to go ahead and see this market break these highs fairly quickly before you want to look for an opportunity. Then we have USD CHF on the monthly time frame, and on the monthly time frame, this could be a situation where we have a monthly M formation pattern that completes 80 to 90% of the time on all time frames. You'd like to see this monthly candle closed. Once we get that closed, it could be a situation where the market starts to come back and complete this pattern. So we could be setting up for that. And then if we look at the weekly time frame, we have a situation where we'd like to see the next candles fill in the wick of this candle, since we are pushing to the downside, because once we drop down on this daily time frame, we can look and see that within that weekly candle, the reason we want to see the continuation and the next one's filling the wick is because this is just a simple the most common pattern in the market: break below some structure, come back, retest previous structure broken for a continuation to the downside. So the next weekly candles will be the next few daily candles that should provide, or could possibly set us up to provide, a continuation to the downside on USD CHF before providing the continuation to the upside from a monthly time frame perspective to go ahead and complete that M formation. Then if we look at USD JPY monthly time frame, pushing to the downside quite aggressively, breaking several levels of structure. It could be a situation where within these next 2 weeks we start to see the market kind of play around this area, come back, retest some of this area. That could be a possible situation where we have a left shoulder, we have a head, and then this retest area would indicate being the right shoulder. It will put us in a good situation to see the continuation to the downside, just for more trend continuation structure. But that's the monthly time frame. If we want to look at some immediate trades on the weekly, we could see that on the weekly we are pushing to the downside, breaking close below some structure, came back, retested it almost to the T, perfect rejection. We are still below some weekly structure, so it's not an opportunity to look for buys yet, but a continuation to the downside could start from this area. And then if we do look at the daily time frame, you can see on the daily we are starting to get a complex correction. So it's a situation where we have some levels being created on this retracement, but it's still not showing strong momentum to the upside on this retracement. So that gives us good indication that the market wants to continue to the downside, or at least that's where the majority of the momentum is. But there may be a situation where we might need to see a few levels of structure broken to the downside first before we actually can look for the opportunity and have the right probabilities and set up for a profitable trade. So that's pretty much the Forex market and all the major pairs. Now we can slide over to BTC USD on the monthly time frame. Now keeping it consistent as we always have. You can look at all the live streams that I've done over the last few months. Very consistent. We've said that this is previous structure resistance. Very consistent and simple. Previous structure resistance. That means all this area in here is current structure support. So we have all this area that the market can find some level of support before we start to see a move to the upside. Now we didn't go and retest all the way down to the lows, but we did make the move out of this area where we did find some level of support. Now on the weekly time frame, this is a big move to the upside, breaking some levels of structure. But what we did leave behind is a pattern that we know completes 80 to 90% of the time when it is presented and printed in the market on all time frames. So we do have a W formation where once this impulse ends, we could see a situation where the market comes back, retests for more continuation to the upside. So just be on the lookout for that from a weekly time frame perspective, and then from the daily time frame perspective. Could be quite tricky as we have a level of daily structure right here that the market may come to before exploding to the upside, but we could get a deeper retracement before actually seeing that move to the upside as well. Not really expecting BTC to make these all-time highs within the next few months or next year, not until 2024, which is when the next halving event is supposed to happen. So right around then, I think it will be a situation where we're just preparing and setting up for 2024 and getting an opportunity for the big market players to go ahead and enter their positions for the bull run. But that will sum up this live stream. If there's any chats or any charts you would like for me to go over that I did not cover, feel free to drop them in the chat. But if not, I'm gonna go ahead and slide up out of here. Nice little quick 15-20 minute stream. Remember, every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday in between 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're just going over the market, getting a little overview of where the market may head over the next couple of days, just to give you a leg up or give you some sort of better probabilities, better insurance to go ahead and look for opportunities the next coming days throughout the trading week. So we've got the setup on Sunday for a Sunday, Monday. We'll be back on Tuesday. It'll set us up for Tuesday or Wednesday and Thursday, and then Thursday's live stream. Set us up for Thursday night going into Friday as well. So I don't see too many chats. I'm not going to hold y'all. I'm going to go ahead and let y'all get ready for this trading week coming up before the market starts. But yeah, I appreciate everyone that's made it through the live stream this far. Once again, make sure you are subscribed with the post notifications turned on, and just drop your boy a thumbs up. Highly appreciate it. If not for me, do it for Mazakine, new puppy. But with that said, I'm gonna slide up out of here. I hope everybody's having a profitable week on and off the charts so far. Until next time.